You guys, we've officially made it to the spring season and I'm so excited. Got my nails painted pastel pink, wearing a cute little red gingham dress, and because we've got so much to do today, I want to start off my morning right. That tastes so good. But hey babes, what is up? It's Haley and welcome back to my channel. It is actually Friday today, which is nuts because I usually never vlog on Fridays because usually we're either like eating by ourselves or we're having guests, so I'm constantly like cooking and spending so much time in the kitchen. But ever since our time change, Shabbat comes in so much later now. For you guys that don't know, once Shabbat comes in, which is at sunset, that's the point where Eran and I, the whole family, takes a 25-hour break from technology. We cannot cook, we cannot use electricity anymore or anything like that, and it all starts on Friday night. But knowing how many hours of daylight we have, I felt like there's so many things that I can actually get done today outside of just cooking, which I'm gonna take you along with. In a previous vlog, you guys saw that we did a lot of updates on like the wallpaper wall with the door, but we ran into a couple of issues. The lining that I put on the back of the door unfortunately started to get air bubbles, and I think we ended up collectively coming to the solution that I need to line the back with fabric that I can either like staple or somehow add to the back of the door. So in a little bit, I'm gonna take you guys along with me. We're actually gonna head to the thrift store and look for a bunch of fabrics that hopefully we can put behind the door. I also went ahead and rebought the proper gold paint for the track because, as I mentioned before, it felt too warm in the previous video. So I got a couple different options of a metallic paints that we can use to repaint that track, and hopefully it will give us the gold that I am looking for. But not just that, you guys, I am so excited to tell you that just last night I actually did my most recent Facebook Marketplace pickup to help us with something that has honestly just bugged me so much in this kitchen. It is this right over here. This angle of my kitchen I love because there's like obviously a lot of character and stuff going on, and I always didn't love the fact that our fridge was just like a big bulky refrigerator just right here. We got a lot of comments in the past on like why didn't we just build in our fridge when we did our kitchen remodel. The reason for that being is that the only IKEA fridges that could be built into their cabinets were so small, and being that we are a family that loves to eat, I cook a lot, my husband and I really love food, we needed a really big fridge. So we couldn't get one that is built in, but I've constantly been trying to see if there's a way that we can like make this area feel a bit more integrated, and I'm happy to say that I think I came up with a really good solution on what we could put above the fridge over here to give that area a lot more character and make it feel more cohesive with the rest of the kitchen. We're gonna tackle that in today's video. Although, first thing that I do need to tackle, as I mentioned to you guys, today is Friday, and every Friday I actually started to make my own homemade bread. Jews on Shabbat actually eat challah bread. This is what it looks like. It's literally like the most delicious bread ever. I just prepared the instant yeast for my bread. You can already see that it rose a little bit. So I'm gonna quickly whip together the dough so that I can lay it aside, that while we're at the thrift store, the dough can continue rising so that it'll be ready to bake for later tonight. So let's go on ahead and do this together. If any of you were ever intimidated to make bread, let me show you how easy it really is. I'm gonna leave the recipe linked down below. I actually learned this recipe from my friend Danielle of yescoffeenodecaf. Love her Instagram page. She has amazing coffee recipes as well as like really good baking recipes too. So I've got my mixing bowl right over here. We're gonna start off with our wet ingredients. I put about 2 teaspoons of yeast in here with a 1/3 cup of warm water, and I let that rise for a couple of minutes. I'm gonna dump that right in. 1 egg into the mixture. A 1/3 cup of oil. I like to use the healthier oil, so I just opt for avocado. A 1/3 cup of sugar, 2 teaspoons of salt, 4 full cups of flour, and then last off, 1 cup of warm water. That is the combination of all of the ingredients, and now I'm gonna just let the mixer do its thing. If you don't have a mixer, you can truly just make this by hand. This is the dough hook attachment, and I'm just gonna let that mix on the 2 setting for about 10 minutes. And if at any point I feel like the dough is getting like too dry, I'll add a little bit of water. If it looks like it's getting too wet, I'll add a little bit more flour. We've officially got our dough right over here, and I'm gonna transfer it now to my dough bowl where it's gonna rest for a little bit. So I'm gonna line that with a tiny bit of oil just so that it doesn't stick. And then using that same old up spatula, I'm just going to slowly scrape out all of that dough and plop it right into this bowl. Guys, I'm telling you, being pregnant, doing like the most easy, minimal stuff puts me out of breath. Whew. Like, where is my arm strength right now? And then with clean hands, I'm just gonna go ahead and knead it a little bit until I can form it into a nice ball. And this is actually a very small portion because for dinner tonight, it's just gonna be me, Erin, and the girls. We were actually invited out for Shabbat lunch. So I'm only really making enough for today and to have a little bit extra tomorrow. Erin, I made bread today. I'm gonna cover it with a little bit of saran wrap. And can you actually grab me a clean rag to put right on top? Thank you. This is not a rag, it's actually a napkin. But it'll work, it'll work. All right, I'm gonna let that rest, Erin. I'm heading to the thrift store for a little bit.
Why?
Because I have to find fabric for the back of the door.
It's Friday.
I know, but it's okay. We have a lot of time. It's all good. Let's wear our new little boots today because I mean, they just match this dress so well. If you guys did miss my last thrifting video, I did a come thrift with me for spring, but obviously keeping in mind that like I have a baby bump now, so I was thrifting a lot of regular clothes that can still work in pregnancy. Like this dress, even though it's like, yes, really big, it has a lot of space for me to grow, which I love. Okay, on a time crunch, let's head to the thrift store. Oh wait, before I forget, we have to get the door measurements. Silly me. Okay, 21 by 65. That's the visible part of the door. I'm gonna try to find a fabric a bit bigger than that so we can obviously over the edges, but marking that off and we've got everything we need. Hey Siri, take me to red, white, and blue thrift store.
Getting directions to red, white, and blue thrift store.
Guys, how unusual is it to be thrifting on a non-thrifting vlog? I'm gonna be sure to stick to the fabrics and the furniture and the decor today, but I did have to show you, look at these little Adidas Sambas. They're so freaking cute, such good condition too, and they look like they would be Aaliyah's size. Love the green stripes, for sure getting these for her. I'm telling you guys, it is so easy for me to get off track here at the thrift store. I had to check out the furniture section, okay? And I actually ended up finding this little bench, which, hear me out, I think would be perfect to add into our backyard patio. I love the carved heart, and I'm actually looking to do a patio makeover before the summer, so I do have an idea of where we could put this. It's only $14.99 too, for sure picking it up. Now back to the actual reason we're here. I'm gonna check through all the curtains and the textiles, so I feel like I'm leaning more towards solid cream or beige. If I find like a really nice sagey green, that could be an option too. A lot of these are honestly big enough, which is great, but I just feel like it's a bit too white. I want a bit more of like a creamy beige. Oh, this one actually could work. $12.99, and I'm pretty sure that peach is also on sale today. This is going to be our very simplistic choice. It is a little bit see-through though. That could be an option. All right guys, totally random, but you know how much I am a sucker for lace and like frilly little cushions. These ones are so beautiful and they're huge. I feel like these would be such a nice statement on a bed. $3.99 also for a pair of two. For sure grabbing these. Ooh, okay, and then we've got this more like tan-ish kind of color that I feel like can work too, and it's also much thicker. Kind of looks like a burlap. The only thing is size-wise, I have to open it up and measure it out to see if it's gonna be big enough for the door. Okay, I just opened it up. I actually saw that the first piece was definitely too small, but then this one right here is actually much bigger. I think this is the one. I'm gonna grab it for sure, as well as the light one, and we'll see which one we like more once we get home. Okay, made it back home with our thrifted goods. I have to say, as soon as I walked through the door, Erin gave me a face, kind of like, babe, it's Friday, you gotta hurry up, and he's right, because I haven't even started making dinner yet, but I'm just like really eager to try out and see what these fabrics are looking like with the natural lighting. All of the air bubbles are still there. Didn't get worse, but I do not like the way that it looks, and on top of that, I just don't think black is suitable for this area at all. So let's peel it off and test out our new fabrics. Well, that came off way too easily. Okay, first we're gonna go with the safety route. This is our like more neutral fabric that is just like really creamy. Okay, here we've got option one. Right away, I am just thinking that it's too light. I feel like you don't really see the texture of the door much. Now, let's try out this darker fabric. Okay, it's really hard to get it to stay because the fabric is so heavy, but I have to say, I feel like this darker fabric is definitely the winner. It's neutral enough that like it still goes. Plus, I feel like it also matches our kitchen cabinets really well. And you know, I actually just had a thought that to add even more character to the door, I can even add a trim on the front and kind of give it a grid look like this. If I stain it the same color as the door, that's a really nice option too. Okay, I'm really happy we found our fabric. So these did come from the thrift store. I'm gonna throw them into the wash and give them a quick clean. And then once they're ready, we can add them up. And my obsession with sliding doors, guys, we even brought it upstairs. If you remember, our master bedroom actually did not have a door here in the bathroom area. So we actually decided to install a glass sliding barn door here too. I definitely want to update the hardware to gold here as well to match the hardware in like the rest of the room. But this has been such a game changer, especially when getting ready in the morning. It was so annoying whenever I'd film like makeup or hair tutorials in my bathroom. You can literally see the entire mess going on in my bedroom. Like, let me just show you what it looked like this morning. Like before, when I'd get ready, this is what my background would always look like. But it's so nice now that I can sit and get ready and not have like the whole mess behind me in my room showing. Which, speaking of, I feel like it's the sweetest thing that so many of you have been telling me that I've been been glowing lately. I'm assuming you mean that it's because of my pregnancy, but I'm gonna let you in on something. My skin is still pretty uneven. As much as my skin is much better right now in pregnancy, I have still always needed a bit of an extra layer to just help it look a little more even. And I've been using my favorite Jones Road Beauty What the foundation for that. I've mentioned to you guys how much I've been loving this product in the past. It is just such a beautiful creamy formula that is actually a moisturizer and a foundation in one. I wear the shade beige and I just go ahead and just buff the smallest amount right into my skin, and this just gives me the most beautiful skin-like even coverage. Okay, that is just my base. You see what a difference it makes? It still looks like skin. In this pregnancy right now, I cannot be bothered to do like heavy full coverage makeup, and if you are someone like me, super low maintenance and just want something that's a good base that you can head out the door with, this creamy What the foundation is gonna become your best friend. It smells so good too, and it's so nourishing because it's actually made with natural oils. And I also love supporting this brand because this is a clean product. When producing their products, they make sure to avoid any harmful ingredients. All right, makeup is done, and of course just brushing out these brows. But guys, this is basically the makeup that you are seeing in all my vlogs right now. If you are saying, Haley, you look glowing, yes, I owe some of it to my pregnancy, but a lot of that I really owe to being able to find such a good hydrating base. So if you guys are curious to try out the What the foundation, I really think this is a product you'll love. I'm gonna leave a QR code right here so you can go ahead and scan it with your phone. If you guys use my custom link, which is jonesroadbeauty.com/Haley, you could actually get a free mini mascara with your purchase of $85 or more. Thank you so much to Jones Road Beauty for sponsoring this portion of the video. And with the amount of DIYs that I have planned for today, you're gonna see how this makeup lasts me the entire day. But like I said, it is Friday and we are crunched on time. But in the meantime, I thought I would show you our dough. Remember how big it was before? Well, I was gone for, I wanna say, about an hour and a half. Look at how fluffy it is now. Yes, oh, this dough rose so well. I'm gonna quickly wash up and then we'll get to making our bread. And before you actually go and form your challah, you're supposed to do a blessing on it that actually separates a piece of it. I cover my hair whenever I do blessings, but this is also a special time to pray. As Jewish women, we believe that there's so much strength in prayer. If anybody in the community is like sick or they're just about to have a baby, women tend to gather, and I'm talking sometimes by 30s, by 100, and we do these like challah baking celebrations, and we all pray as we make our challah together as well. Thought I would teach you guys a little bit about that tradition. In the last video, I had so many of you telling me that you are currently going like through an infertility journey, or you're pregnant, you're scared you're gonna have a miscarriage, and like all these different stories and experiences of so many of you guys really brought me to tears, especially being someone who's gone through infertility myself in the beginning. I told you I was gonna keep you in mind with my prayers. So I'm gonna take out a little piece of this bread as I say a blessing on it, and in that time I'm gonna quietly pray to myself, thinking of all of you guys who really want to get pregnant or like have a healthy, successful pregnancy and labor, keeping all of you guys in mind, okay? We take this piece and we just wrap it up, and we actually have an obligation to burn it because it's not supposed to be edible. And now while I go and form my challah, that's when I'm just going to take a little bit of time to do some silent prayers to myself. Guys, I just let the bread rest a little bit more. Just look how much fluffier they got. They are now ready to go into the oven. I just have to glaze them with some egg. And I'm gonna top these off with some sesame seeds because the girls just like the plain bread, and then we like the poppy seed sesame ones. Like on Fridays when I'm cooking, gotta put on a comfy dress. Currently watching the OC, and I have some stuff cooking here. I made a fennel dill salad. This is the first one that is ready. Tomorrow for the guest house, I am actually gonna be making sushi cake, so I made some sushi rice ready for that. I made some regular basmati rice for Aliyah today, and currently making some mashed potatoes that will go really well with the steak that I have cooking here. I still have a couple more salads to make too, and again, this is just like for a meal of us four. If we do have more guests, I tend to prep like more things, but I had to officially show you the bread, you guys, because it turned out really really beautiful. I really need to work on like how to get the poppy seeds and stuff not to move around when I apply the egg wash, but like so golden, so pretty, and like so soft too. I can't wait to dig into it. But that's the bummer with me cooking Friday dinners, because on Shabbat obviously we're not allowed to use technology. I cannot vlog it for you and show you what the process is really like. But I am curious to know if you guys want a vlog where within the vlog I actually show you everything that I prepped for Shabbat from beginning to end. Comment down below if you're curious to actually see something like that, especially on a day that we have guests. This kitchen is hectic and crazy. But now it makes sense why we needed such a big spacious kitchen, because I love to like make a mess while I'm cooking, because like I've mentioned before, we're foodies. But for today, that is it for me. Shabbat shalom, and I will see you guys bright and early on Sunday for us to complete our home projects. Happy Sunday, you guys. We are officially gonna get this DIY done today, hopefully. So I got Evan to lay down the door, and I already have the fabric laid right on top. I'm just gonna go ahead and rough cut it to fit the door. I got this for $25 on Amazon with a bunch of little staples. Hopefully it's gonna go into the wood without an issue. But the best part about it is I could use a staple removal if I wanna go ahead and change out the fabric in the future. It's not a permanent solution. So we've got everything we need. Let's get this door reupholstered. It looks so good. Look, it's so good.
That's pretty cool.
Doesn't that look so much better?
Yeah.
I did good.
It could be way.
That honestly could not have turned out better. I love the color so much. I cannot wait to see it up. Next step is just to go and actually finish the rail in the proper color. As you guys know, the one that we chose last time was just too warm. We did antique gold. This time around, I actually went ahead and got gold leaf, which I think will bring back some of those yellow, brighter tones to it. I really need to like play around and see if this is the color that's gonna work. But you could already see that this is definitely more of a brassy tone than that one. Part of it still feels a little bit like too shiny and not antique-y for me. So I'm actually gonna go in with this. This is something that I use to glaze over my mirror to give it a little bit more of a vintage look. That it's light, I think looks so good. The only thing that is left is adding a little doorknob, which I'm still hoping to either thrift one or get one on Facebook Marketplace. This is what it's looking like so far, guys, and oh my gosh, this is so much better than the black. And I feel like it's so perfect because it doesn't just look like the wall behind it. It genuinely looks like a door, but the fact that the glass kind of gives it a little blurry effect, it's absolutely perfect. It doesn't even look like fabric. So what I'm thinking for now is I'm gonna head on over to Home Depot because there are some supplies I have to pick up for our next DIY, which is what we're gonna be doing above the fridge. So heading on over to Home Depot right now to gather a few of our supplies, and then we're gonna move on to our next little above the fridge DIY. Made it to Home Depot. Eran needed some big wrenches for some of his gym equipment. I actually need for my next DIY project some new sanding paper to put on my sander machine, because whatever it is that I'm gonna be putting on top of the fridge needs to be sanded down. Just gonna grab a couple of these. Thought I might as well actually stop by the thrift store on the way home, and who knows, they actually do have some doors in the back that they donate sometimes, and maybe I can find a nice old doorknob off of one of those doors. It's a possibility. So wow, 2 thrift trips in one vlog, how special. Alright guys, I completely blanked out because you know when I come to the thrift store I'm right away on hunt mode and looking everywhere. I checked out the doors, there was no door handles I was able to use, but you guys don't understand what I found on today's thrift trip. As soon as I found this, I was like, okay, I have to pick it up before somebody else does, so it's already in my car, and I blanked out, but I filmed a reel. If you guys actually want to see what it is, here you go. This is the happiest baby snoo at the thrift store. Of course it needs like a nice clean, but no scratches, perfect condition. $25. What? Can you believe it? A snoo that's worth over $1,400 that I got for 25 bucks? You guys have to stay tuned for a future vlog for us to see if this is actually something that works. Even if it doesn't, it's a beautiful bassinet for $25 to have in the house. But like, I'm shocked to my core. Other than that, I've been spending some time doing some thrifting, and I'm in the home decor section because this is a home vlog. Might as well show you some other little finds that I'm finding here. I mean, finding the snoo today already made this the best thrift trip ever, but look at this beautiful little piece of artwork. I'm trying to compose compiled together a gallery wall for us to hopefully add around where our new sliding door is. This has a bunch of dried flowers and some lace trim. Such a beautiful piece of art. They are just so pretty, and there's so many different places in the house I can put them. And there's honestly like so many stunning frames here too. I'm just trying my best to get something with a frame and a print that I like. If there's anything that I am so into lately, it's like cool vintage looking marble pieces. And I was able to find this one in the most beautiful like brown, but it kind of has an almost purple undertone. But guys, as a utensil holder for the kitchen, I feel like this will add so much character and personality. Made of genuine stone too. I mean, I gotta take this. Okay, I am so excited to get into this next project. Our fridge, as much as like the fridge itself I love, because it's not like integrated into the kitchen, I honestly just feel like it looks like one big box in a random area. Because as you can see, everything in the kitchen kind of flows really well, and then you have this area over here. I have had an idea on how I can possibly integrate it so that it fits in a little bit better. We are going to try to attempt some symmetry over here. What do I mean by that? Within my kitchen, you guys can see that we have some floating shelves over there. Don't mind the decor on it. I recently like removed all the decor because I want to change it all up, but we've got 3 shelves over here. We've also got a couple floating shelves right here, and I actually think that right above the fridge would be a perfect opportunity to integrate some of that symmetry with some more wood shelves here, because right now I just feel like the area above the fridge is just like an empty bulk space. But obviously we are practical over here. Open shelving, as you guys know, is something that is really pretty, but you need it to also have things that are accessible. And because this is such a hard to reach area, I figured that the only kind of shelving that we can put there would be something that we don't use often, can be used as decor, but like when we need it, we can reach it once in a while. I got to Facebook Marketplace and I started searching. I'm like, hey, what can we possibly find? I came across something that is going to be so perfect for the space, and here they are. Hold on, these things are heavy. I was able to find on Facebook Marketplace these custom wood shelves that somebody was getting rid of in the exact same length that's supposed to go above my fridge. Literally 36 inches, 36 inches. It's perfect. And the best part is that these 2 shelves are actually built differently. Here is the first one. This is kind of what it looks like. It has all these little divots over here, which are actually meant to lay down your wine bottles, just like this. I would obviously need to find the correct sizes, but this would basically be one of the shelves that can stand up like this, that I can put an assortment of wine bottles, because Ellen and I were not big drinkers, but we do get gifted wine quite a bit. So the fact that we could have this above our fridge will make it easily accessible, but not something we reach for too often, so schlepping up there to get it doesn't seem impractical. And then the second shelf, guys, this is even better. The second shelf right here would be absolutely perfect for me, because you guys know that I am a cup collector, and some wine glasses out there are so freaking beautiful, but usually really difficult to store. So for this second shelf over here, it's built like this, that it has these slots that you can actually go ahead and slide in wine glasses, and then they would kind of be facing upside down, but then the top part is still practical. You could put like some plants up here to make it look nice. I genuinely think that this little set above the fridge is gonna make the space feel so much more integrated, and all we really need to do is put it up on the wall. So basically, what is today's mission? Hopefully it's not gonna be a big one, but the only thing is with these shelves is that they were already pre-stained when I got them, because obviously they were in somebody's house, and they are currently a little bit darker than the shelves that we have already, and they don't have that like ashy gray undertone. So I really want to go ahead and sand them down, see what kind of color we can get, and see if we could get them closer to this like ashier wood, so that truly it will feel seamless and like all of our shelving work together. It shouldn't be hard to do. I've done much more difficult projects than this, but I'm so happy to finally share this with you, because once it's gonna get up on the wall, I truly feel like it will make a huge difference in the kitchen. There. I feel like the shelving is still slightly darker, but it's really close. I feel like I'm gonna have to go in and do one more whitewash. Probably gonna go ahead right now and just clean up all of my thrift finds, wash up the snoo, because I'm so excited to see if it actually works. I also sent Jason a message. If you guys remember Jason, he's the handyman that we get to come in to do stuff once in a while. Because of the fact that this is an exterior wall, we're gonna need a concrete drill, which is not something that I have, in order to install these shelves. So he told me that next week he's gonna be able to come and install them. So guys, I think I'm gonna leave it here at this point. We're gonna pick this up in the next vlog, where you guys are gonna see me obviously lighten these up a little little bit more and finally install them. I mean, just seeing something above the fridge already makes such a difference. And I just know that once it's complete, it's really gonna feel like so much more even in this kitchen, especially once we do the window treatments as well. But honestly, we got so much accomplished today. And of course, I loved having you guys along with me. If you are watching up to this point, you know that you're the real MVP. I love the ones who stick around all the way till the end. If you guys are watching up to this point, then comment down below. You know what? Give me some motivation. Comment down below, you've got this, mama. Because honestly, even these like slight DIY projects, being pregnant now definitely takes a lot out of me. I mean, especially our entire like door area turned out so beautiful. The wallpaper with the new backing. This is all because of your advice. So many of you told me go ahead with the fabric, and a lot of you also recommended to go with the beige. It just goes to show how much your advice truly helps me when putting this home together. And with that, one of the final touches for this door is the fact that we are missing a door handle right now. I really need your help on what kind of style you think we should go for. We could either do a classic like brass style knob that's just a round circle just like this. Another option can also be to do a crystal doorknob. So I've seen this before. I just can't tell if this is gonna like look cheesy or it's gonna look good. And then finally, the last option would be to do a wall plate and then a doorknob just like this. I feel like it may make it look a little bit more vintage, but of those three options, let me know down below which one you would do and help me decide when putting that final detail together. Just a reminder, I'm gonna link down Jones Road Beauty down below so you guys can check out their amazing makeup products. As much as you're all commenting that I've been glowing lately, part of it is because of the pregnancy, but another part of it is just because my skin has been looking oh so good with the foundation. So I'm gonna link it down below so you guys can go ahead and check it out. And with all that being said, I love you all forever and always. Thank you so much for watching, and I cannot wait to see you in my next one.